Fellas, what is going on today, fellas? So I wanted to make this video after the final Spotlight Sim grind and after the all-time Spotlight Sim grind, which give you two different sets of rewards. I wanted to make this video to really just talk about which one you should be doing, which one you should be spending time on, because I know a lot of you guys don't have the time to grind the game as much as I do. And so basically one of my job is to grind these out for you and to let you know which one you should be doing, so you know the time that you do have, you can allocate towards the best thing in in the game or whatever. So we're looking at the rewards here, right? And first off, we need to understand that the final Spotlight Sim gets you the GOAT Larry Bird. The all-time Spotlight Sim gets you the GOAT Steph Curry. Now this video is not supposed to be comparing Steph versus Larry, because if that were the case, then it would be easy to just say that Larry's better. Why is Larry better? Because he's taller. That's really the only reason why he's better. But it's more about the total grind, right? So everything that you're gonna get leading up towards the prizes, or getting Larry or Steph or whatever. I can't even talk, bro. I'm stupid. But you guys get the point, right? So we're gonna look at the time it takes to grind these out. We're gonna look at the players that you get as a result, how good those players are, and all things like that. So I hope this video helps you guys out. If it does, make sure to hit the subscribe button. If you're new, make sure to hit the like button on the video, and leave a comment down below saying which one you're working on and how far you are along. Okay, so let's get into this video, man. So let's start off with the Larry Bird challenges. So they are right here. I mean, these are not the challenge, but these are the rewards that you get from it. And you can see you get 5 pink diamonds and 5 galaxy opals. Okay, and out of all these cards, which ones are the best? I would say the pink diamonds really aren't too great. I mean, I guess they're okay depending if you really have not that great of a team. They can help you out. But out of the opals, these opals aren't bad. Okay, my favorite personally, I would say Kevin McHale is a really good one. He has a great release. He's 6'10". He shouldn't be at the center, guys. If you have him at the center, don't run him at the center. But he can shoot threes. He can play defense on any position, and he's pretty athletic here too. And he's got 43 Hall of Fame badges. He's got range extender. I think he has it on Hall of Fame, if not then on gold, but we'll find that out. Yeah, I think it's on gold here. Yeah, he has it on gold, which is fine. Range extender on gold is amazing. So as long as he has range at all, and he has all the other badges that you really need. And then the second most, I would say, is Marc Gasol, because he's a 7'1" center, and this is actually a really good center, very similar to Hakeem. His release is a little bit like wonky, and you kind of got to get used to it. I haven't even gotten used to it myself because I don't have any use for this card, so I don't even bother using it. But he's still a good card. I mean, he can obviously he can shoot great. He can guard the 1 through 5. He can rebound. And he's a big body center. Like he's definitely a great defender as well. Like he's got range extender Hall of Fame. He's got all the badges that you really need. So this is a good card. This is a good center to have. I would never bash anyone for having this as their center on their squad. In fact, I used to run him a little bit too, but then I got better players. The ones that aren't as good would be Dennis Rodman, Paul Pierce, and Dennis Johnson. Not to say that they're bad. Dennis Johnson, he's what, 6'4". He's undersized. And you might say, well, GOAT Steph is 6'3". He's undersized. That's even shorter. Well, Dennis Johnson isn't a GOAT card. Everything you're seeing here, like if Dennis Johnson had 99 everything, basically, like Steph did, he would be a lot better. But he doesn't. So, yeah, I cannot say he's that great. Paul Pierce, I like Paul Pierce. The only thing is that he can't shoot corner threes because of his release. It just moves him in for the most part. You may get lucky every now and then and get one, but that's just really the hindrance with him. Other than that, I like Paul Pierce. I think he's a solid card, and I don't think it's a bad thing to run him. I mean, he's still got 46 Hall of Fame badges and 18 gold, so that's pretty good. Dennis Rodman is okay. He's more so a small forward than a power forward, so you don't really want to run him at the power forward spot because he's just 6'7". So, but he's a great rebounder, great defender. He can even shoot off the catch and stuff. So. He doesn't have a great 3-point shot, but he'll make it if you know it's released and he's open. So yeah, that's really how these players are. These opals right here, they're actually pretty good for the most part. They're not bad. Now for the all-time Spotlight Sim, they're kind of on the same tier. like they're not too far off from those guys, and I actually haven't used any of them, so I can't really tell you what they're like, and I don't plan on using any of them. But I wouldn't say, just by looking at their heights or in their credentials here, I wouldn't say any of these guys are bad. I mean, Patrick Beverley, he's 6'1", he's gonna be a great defender. They give him a 95 3 ball. Let me see, what's it? He has Hall of Fame range. I mean, he's gonna be a good card, but he's just be undersized. That'll be the worst part about him. I heard that left shrimp is really good. I haven't used him. 6'9". Obviously he's a great shooter, as he was IRL. I mean, he can play some defense, what it looks like. I would probably use this card over Paul Pierce, to be honest. He's taller, and I haven't heard any problems with him over with the corner threes. Same with all the other guys here, Steve Smith and Richard Hamilton here, who are like shooting guard, small forward kind of guys. I would probably use them over Paul Pierce for the simple fact that they will be able to shoot the corner threes. I heard Steve Smith is the best one, and he's the same height as Paul Pierce. I heard he's like really good, guys, if you want to go for him first. Tony Allen, he's going to be a good defender. He's 6'4" though for the shooting guard, and definitely don't run him at the small forward because he's 6'4", but I would say Tony Allen's probably one of the weaker cards out of all these. Derek Coleman, I heard was good. Maybe run him at the power forward. Don't run him at the center. He's 6'10". But yeah, that's really wrapping it up for those guys. There's no pink diamonds for those rewards. Now, GOAT Larry versus GOAT Steph. Now, those are two different conversations. We can look at those real quick because those are a factor. Those are the end rewards, right? You want to take those into account when looking at this. So we're gonna go find them here. Where are they, bro? I'm on Galaxy Opal. Where's GOAT Larry and GOAT Steph? The GOAT Larry's right here. Where's GOAT Steph? Am I missing him, bro? Where is this man? Oh, he's first page. All right, GOAT Steph, 6'3". My favorite player. My favorite card, actually. 99 everything besides post fade, post hook, post moves, standing dunk, block, interior defense, and rebounding. Everything else is 99. So he's actually a really good card. He has amazing dunks. I've used him in TTO. He has amazing dunks. I've used him a lot, actually. 63 Hall of Fame badges, 9 on gold. The only 2 badges he's missing, well, 3 badges, are box, post move lockdown, and steady shooter. Now, we don't need steady shooter, but it would be nice to have box, and it would be especially nice to have post move lockdown. But he does have back down punisher, and he does have moving truck. Let me see, where's moving truck? Is it on Hall of Fame? He might have it on Hall of Fame. I didn't see it there on gold. Right here. Strengthens the defender's ability to move people around in the post. So yeah, he does have those, but it would have been nice for him to have post move lockdown. I feel like that's the most important one for him to have, especially at his height. But he's still an amazing card. Don't get me wrong, he is on the lower like echelon of GOAT cards, I guess, but he's still a good card, guys. So don't like think just because he's 6'3" that he's not worth it. I think he absolutely is worth it. Plus I would say he has the best release out of all of the GOAT cards. Maybe MJ's up there in terms of good release. I mean, it's just, that's a subjective thing. I just personally love his release. It's like just so easy. Him and MJ just have amazing releases. But I mean, all of them have good releases for the most part. But I would say Steph's is the easiest. Now to look at Larry. Larry's 6'9" power forward, small forward. I would preferably run this Larry at the small forward, although he can play the power forward no problem, I would say, because he is a GOAT card. So he does have 99 everything, B sides, standing dunk, driving dunk, ball handle, and vertical. Everything else is 99. So yeah, a little bit better than Steph in terms of the attributes. Not really too much difference there though, so I guess it doesn't really matter much. But the badges, 63 Hall of Fame and 11 on gold. So those 2 that Steph was missing, Larry Bird has those. He has every badge except for steady shooter, every single one in the game. So, and he's what, 6 inches taller, so that gives him the advantage here. I mean, obviously, you know, and that makes him a better card. And although his release, I wouldn't say it's as good as Steph's, it's very easy to green with. It's nothing hard at all. So, and if you're having trouble with it, you can go into freestyle and practice it as much as you want. My recommendation would be to put the difficulty in Hall of Fame, because once you practice the release on Hall of Fame and you get it mastered, you can shoot with him on any difficulty when you go into unlimited, TTO, or challenges, or whatever it is. So practice that and then you'll be good to go. So GOAT Larry is definitely the better card. Now in terms of the actual grinds that these guys like how long it takes to grind. Well, let's go look at the challenges, and I'll break it down for you. I'm gonna try to detail. Oh, I can't even see the rewards anymore because I already completed the challenges, so I can't really tell you. Somebody should know in the comments though. If somebody does this, right? Show me. Type in the comment section the rewards for grinding these out, and I'm talking about like the tokens and the MT, right? The tokens and MT. Somebody do the total tokens and MT, and I will pin your comment so everyone, you know, who wants to go to the comments to see, they'll be able to see that. If somebody does that, if somebody doesn't, then they don't. But if somebody does that, I will pin the comment, and then you guys can see what kind of the amount of MT and the tokens that you're gonna get, because I don't really remember. So yeah, but all I know is that this is it right here, right? For the finals Spotlight Sim, which is the Larry Bird, there's 10 games for, it basically goes by decades. So 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s. There's 10 games per decade. Each one of these is going to take you about 4.5 hours to complete. And there's what, 5 of them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to take you around 23 hours to complete in total. All right, for Goat Larry and all those other rewards. The Steph ones are a little bit easier. There's only 5 sets because it's or no, 6 because it's divisions. It's 30 teams in the NBA, and there's 5 teams per division, so that's 30 games basically. This other one, the finals Spotlight Sims, it's 50 games. So 30 games versus 50 games. They're all full games, 5-minute quarter games. None of them have restrictions on either of them. And what are the difficulties on here? The final Spotlight Sims go from... No, the final Spotlight Sims are all Superstar. There's no Hall of Fame games. I didn't even realize that. They're all Superstars. So not really anything too hard. All the same difficulty throughout. The new ones, the all-time Spotlight Sims, they start off on All-Star. The first game is All-Star. The next 2 are Superstar. The next 2 are Hall of Fame. So you might say, which one is harder to complete? I guess you can say the all-time Spotlight Sim would be harder to complete. But for me, I mean, I'm not to toot my own horn, but I mean, they felt the same. They were equally easy for me. I blew every team out on the final Spotlight Sims and the all-time Spotlight Sims. I did not lose a game ever. No team came within not even 10 points of beating me. It's just that it was just easy for me. I know some of you guys have more trouble with it. So which one would be easier? I would say maybe the finals, because they're all on Superstar, as opposed to here where you have to play 2 Hall of Fame games each time. So that's like the difference there. Those Hall of Fame games, I can definitely feel the difference between a Hall of Fame game, a Superstar game, and an All-Star game. Like the Hall of Fame games, maybe I didn't blow them out by 60. Maybe I blew them out by only 30 or something like that, or 20, or maybe I only won by 15, or I don't know. But at the end of the day, I was still winning by a large margin, just because I understand I played this game a lot, so I'm pretty good at it. But I would probably say, if I really were to say, I'll probably say the finals Spotlight Sim or the Larry Bird challenges were a little bit easier, okay? But it is more of a grind. So the all-time Spotlight Sim would take you 15 hours to complete. The finals would take you 23 hours to complete. So cut off 8 hours basically. For the all-time Spotlight Sim, it's 8 hours shorter, and you get Goat Steph. For another 8 hours, you get Goat Larry. So if you're already grinding in the process of grinding Goat Larry, you should grind that out and then do the all-time Spotlight Sims. Don't worry about the all-time. Those will always be there. These are not limited. A lot of you guys tell me, are these limited? These are never limited. They will never expire. Finish out the Larry ones. Go ahead and do the Spotlight Sims, the new ones, because the Larry is going to help you on the new ones. Having that GOAT player is really going to help you. Having somebody who can like carry is really going to help you. Larry helped me a ton. He was probably the MVP throughout all these challenges for me. I mean, he was lighting it up. So yeah, I would definitely finish out those Larry ones. As for these other Spotlight Sims, don't even worry about those. We're not even talking about those in this video. But finish out these Larry ones, then go ahead and work on those new ones, the Steph ones, because Larry's better anyways. But which one? Now we're gonna come down to the question as to which one is more worth it. That's a tough question to answer, because looking back here, we're not just looking at the final end result, like the player, like Larry versus Steph. That's not what we're looking at here. Although we are taking it into consideration, we're looking at the other rewards as well. And I do happen to think that the rewards for the all-time Spotlight Sim, like these opals right here, I think they're better than the ones you would get here. Although they are on the same kind of tier, I just think they're better, because here they're giving you more shooting guard, small forward kind of players. We've only got that one small player who's Patrick Beverly. I mean, here the only small player is Dennis Johnson, but you're getting more opals for this one extra opal, and I happen to think that these opals are actually really good, and I would say these opals are maybe just a little bit better than the ones that you get here. And then the pink diamonds, I mean, they're not really that worth it. I wouldn't say you wouldn't want any of these pink diamonds. Like, I wouldn't want any of these pink diamonds for sure. I don't think many of you guys would want them either. That's not the reason we played this. We played this to get the Go Larry, right? So I would say the rewards here are better for the all-time spotlight sim, and the grind is less, but the end reward is not as good. So the GOAT Steph is not as good, but the grind is shorter. So to be honest with you, if you haven't done any of them at all, right? You haven't played not one single challenge, but you're planning on doing them, and you're watching this video trying to figure out which one to do, I would say maybe do this one. If you really like want to get some good players for your team, these guys can serve you pretty well. So I would do this, but they're both really worth it. And it's shorter, it's 8 hours shorter. So even though it might be just a little bit harder, depending on the kind of team you have, it might be a little bit harder. But yeah, I would do this, guys. But then the Larry challenges, they're just right there. This is really a hard kind of topic to talk about, because Larry is just better than Steph, and that's no doubt about it. He is. But so basically, the rewards you're getting leading up to the all-time spotlight sim, I think, would be better in terms of the players. I don't really know about the MT or the tokens yet until if someone does, put it in the comments. Other than that, I would say the end result is better. Larry is better than Steph, like I said, but this grind is shorter. So you guys can do what you want. I just gave you some information there to try to help you out in deciding what you want to do. If this was helpful, guys, make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe, guys. We're on the road to 40K, all right? If you guys are new, please help me out with that. I stream every day at 5 p.m. Eastern, so if you don't already tune into the streams, turn on the notifications so you get notified when I go live. And yeah, with that said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.